Welcome to the Texas Music Lifestyle Podcast. I'm Weldon Henson.
And I'm Eric Sims. Join us as we invite you into our world.
Texas and music has always been a great combination, and for us, it's a lifestyle. The Texas Music Lifestyle Podcast starts now. Folks, welcome to the Texas Music Lifestyle Podcast. This is episode 9.
9.
Yeah, baby, making it happen.
Lucky number 9.
I'm Weldon Henson. Yes, this is my co-host,
Eric Sims.
Eric Sims, the man, the Texas music man himself. And we sure have been enjoying these podcasts. And but first, before we even get going, we need to thank our sponsors.
Got some great sponsors out there. We definitely want to thank anybody who supports us. All our actually followers too,
Listeners, yes.
But hey, if you're following us, and we want to support the people that support us. So we've got Leading Edge Connections, or LEC. 271 Creative House, and then our two newest sponsors and are probably our favorite ones, which are Rock and Roll Denim and Panhandle Slim Western Wear. So thank you to those guys for keeping us looking sharp. We actually ordered
we ordered the shirts,
from them. So should be here this week.
We're hoping next week, the next show, I'm going to be decked out, looking good. Man.
They're not going to recognize you.
Well,
they're going to be like, does Eric have another friend doing the show with him this week? Because this guy looks like he's dressed to the nines.
Eric finally made Weldon step up his game. That's what they're going to think.
I'll be like,
because I always look like I'm a homeless person on the show here, but that's because we do it on Monday mornings.
It's daytime Weldon.
This is
not main stage Weldon.
It's Monday. Monday morning Weldon.
Monday morning daytime. Which
Monday for me is like Sundays for people.
Yeah, I was going to say this is your day off.
Yeah, because I always have like Monday off. Monday is like the day I always have off.
Yeah.
And if I do have 2 days off, it'll be like Sunday, Monday. So yeah, this is like my Sunday.
Yeah.
For like most people. And but we do podcasts now on it. So it's kind of fun. So it's making me have to like get up out of bed on Monday.
Before noon.
Yeah, before noon. and like try to keep the shop, which for our listeners, this is the shop / bar / studio now.
Texas Music Lifestyle
Studio. And so I have to try to keep this place clean, and which it keeps me on my toes.
Yeah. Well, it looks good. You got it all.
But I can't wait. It's going to look better when we're wearing a rock and roll denim shirt.
Yeah, I got them all ordered. That's nice stuff, man. I'm excited to get that stuff in. So very grateful to them.
What did you think about my selections?
I thought you did good. I was excited that the long sleeve blue one. I was like, that's a main stage show.
Yeah. I was a little iffy about that one.
No, I like that one. You got that one, and you got I think it was a kind of a golf shirt cut. That'll make the show for sure. It's a little more casual.
Well, that's one thing I didn't realize they had. I mean, we're actually, obviously we want to plug our sponsors, but like, this is not just us plugging. I'm actually talking about it because I thought it was pretty cool. I was on their site trying to pick out some shirts, and I was like, man, they make polo shirts.
Yeah.
And they're badass looking.
Yeah, they got some nice.
So I got one of those because I like to wear a polo shirt every now and then.
Yeah, rock and roll's like, well, both lines are really great. Panhandle's like their classic Western line, so it's like traditional Western wear. They've slimmed down some of the cuts and stuff, but that's what you're going to find on there is more of the traditional Western. Rock and roll is going to be a little more modern, and they got a little different cut. So he's got the golf shirts. There's some T-shirts on there, and then you've got like the tech style. Like this is a rock and roll shirt, but this is a regular like kind of cotton mix with a little bit of stretch. This one's gone. There was an older one I got a while back.
Lucky you.
And but then they've got like their stretch and all the other stuff. So it's like they've got some cool prints and solids, and
I was impressed. I was like, man, I'm gonna look
ball caps.
I'll look legit when I roll up wearing.
I haven't bought any jeans yet. That's where I'm like,
I'm iffy on jeans.
So
man, I don't know.
They made their claim to fame really when rock and roll started was jeans. And they kind of went.
Okay,
I think. Don't quote me on this, but I'll learn more because we're going up to do an episode with them in about a month. Yeah. But I think Panhandle was always shirts, right? And like it was kind of tough. Rock and Roll Denim came in and was going to do some jeans, and they sell a buttload of jeans, man. Like they do a lot of jeans.
You know what? Maybe I need to get
and so I'm gonna get a pair too, because I've always been a Levi's and Wranglers guy, depending on what I'm doing. It's, Wranglers is my go-to. Levi's, actually got Levi's on today because sometimes they're just like comfy and easy to grab.
I'm not wearing any pants.
Yes, you should. That's for the other video. That's his OnlyFans. That's for the OnlyFans thing.
Oh man,
Weldon Henson at OnlyFans.
I need some rock and roll denim jeans. Help me out.
We'll get you some. We'll get some ordered.
Well, no, I not to keep blabbing on about it, but I can't wait to get the shirts in. I'm excited. I looked through every one of the shirts they had for sale, and I was I was really amazed. Whoever's doing their designs and stuff's really pretty cool and hip.
They got a good team up there. Like I said, we'll go find out more. We're gonna do that episode up there with them. But
it's exciting.
They've got a pretty good sized operation up there in Fort Worth. So they've been there. This like their third generation.
Next
ownership.
time I go up there in July, I ought to stop by there.
Let me know. I'll call them and tell them you're gonna come by.
Should.
Yeah,
That'll be fun.
Go by and say hi and see the place. But I mean, they're sponsoring like they've got I think one or two teams on the PRC or PBR, the PBR, and then they've got Dale Brigsby's. This is a Dale Brigsby shirt, like the guy that does the other big podcast. Gotcha. He's a rodeo guy.
Yeah.
And then they just signed Co Wetzel.
Oh wow.
Co's their big rock and roll.
Been doing a lot lately. Co Wetzel, man,
he just cashed in, dude.
Yeah.
He cashed in big. I think he got cashed in for like I don't know, but he signed with Sony or somebody. I think it was.
I wonder how much they'll offer me.
I don't know. You go call Co and see if he'll get you a meeting with him.
Yeah.
We'll get that going. You got that. Well, I mean, with that new record you got coming out, that's coming out the end of, not the end of this month. We're almost at the end of this month, so it's about 30 days out.
Yeah, we're coming up on it, man. It's happening fast. I'm still riding on that first single. It's been great. So anybody listening, "Lost in Time" was the name of the single. It's been almost 2 weeks since it's been out now.
2 weeks out and it's still jamming.
It's still, man. It
made number 1 on the Texas top 10.
Thank you, my brother.
Yep.
I felt honored.
It was that wasn't a gimme either. That was an earned. That was an earned spot.
Thank you, man. That and you made it obvious about that too, so that didn't make me feel like I just got a
it wasn't.
Free pitch,
it wasn't. I don't know what you call it.
I didn't get a soft pitch down the middle.
It's not called nepotism because you're not my family, but it'd be the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't nepotistic. I don't know if that's a word, but we'll make it up and say
today it is. It's a podcast.
Podcast.
You make up your own word.
So. Yeah, it was good.
It feels like it's we were going to put out a new single tomorrow, but I'm going to be honest with you, I'm still getting a lot of traction from Lost in Time.
Good.
And it feels like it's just starting to really grab hold. I mean, it was great right out of the bat, and now it's like, it takes a while for that stuff to kind of
circulate around.
And now I'm getting lots of people reaching out and podcast interviews and stuff and people. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just let this one ride another week. So next Tuesday, which will be
first week of April.
First week of May.
I mean May. Sorry, first week of May.
What is next Tuesday? It's like May 5th or 6th or something.
I think it is. Are you gonna release it on Cinco de Mayo?
No, I don't know about that. Let's see. Cinco de Mayo. Hold on, we'll make margaritas for the show.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. I don't have my phones over there.
What is May 5th? May 2nd. I'm playing this Friday. I'm playing the Spoke. I'm doing a 2 for this week at the Spoke. Tuesday night, obviously, and I'm doing Friday night, which is the 2nd. Let's see, 3rd. 4th, 5th, 6th. Oh, no. Oh, but we'll be doing a podcast on Cinco de Mayo.
So we'll have to do a Cinco de Mayo podcast?
Yeah, man.
I'm going to get some sombreros.
Dude, I'll make margaritas.
Yeah.
I'll make yours non-alcoholic. How about that?
I've got some fake tequila they make now.
Do you?
Yeah.
Bring it.
It's not. It kind of like smells kind of like tequila, like, that scent when you get it. But
I've never heard of this. I've heard of fake beer and all that.
Spiritless alcohol now. Which is like another. Okay. So, as if pouring a bunch of money into booze wasn't enough of a waste of money for me.
Now you go.
At least I got drunk when I drank it. Yeah. Now I'm spending a bunch of money on booze that doesn't have any booze in it.
I had no idea. I know they have the NA beer and stuff like that.
Yeah, they got the NA beers, which there's some of those are actually pretty good.
Hey, I've tried a couple of them lately. Of course, for years all they had was O'Doul's and like some random stuff in it. It's so horrible, but. I've heard that the new stuff they're coming out was not too bad.
Yeah, they've got a few good ones. There's some good like small crafter, smaller brand beers and Mexican. There's a couple Mexican beers that have non-alcohol, and then Heineken makes one that's not bad. It actually tastes almost like a Heineken. Like
the Heineken 0.0.
Yeah, whatever it is, zero. So a lot of them have jumped on board, and then so now these liquor companies are doing the same.
Well,
thing.
It makes sense. I mean. Why not? If there's a market, there's a market.
There's a market for it.
Hey, I've heard more people saying they're quit drinking alcohol than ever before. So
there's a lot of people. It's kind of got a thing right now. I think it's like
it's trendy,
a fad.
It's trendy to not drink. So I am not trendy. I've never been trendy.
I know, well,
but
I'd like to think I started this.
I think so. Well, there's obviously people like you, Eric, and my steel player Ricky who had to quit drinking because you guys are full throttle.
Well, it's kind of, I've always looked at with my drinking, it was kind of like water in the yard during a drought. Like, I got to leave some stuff for everybody else.
Yes.
So I always tell people I'm giving everybody time to catch up.
what my steel player, he says there's not enough alcohol on this planet for him.
For him or me.
That's
yeah.
why.
Yeah. I know I like
We're just making light of it. Actually, it's serious. There's people out there that, this
struggling
is
with
serious
it.
stuff, but we're just trying to make a little light of it. But anyway, the NA alcohol is yeah, it's a trendy thing. It's happening.
Yep.
There's a market for it.
I'll
I didn't
bring
know
my stuff.
I didn't know they were doing spirits that were
Yeah, I'll bring the
non-alcoholic.
tequila over.
Well,
the
hey,
fake tequila.
Cinco de Mayo, we're going to be recording a podcast.
I thought
man.
we'll do like we can get some chips and
I was about to go
salsa.
there. Hey, chips and salsa. You know
chips and
my
salsa.
thing. I'm about to take my I'll take my heartburn medicine.
Yeah, tamales or something. What do you want to do? We'll get some food.
We'll get some tacos.
We can just get a whole spread. We could shoot Taco Tuesday here. We can do tamales. We can do it all at the same time.
Yeah.
And we can shoot Taco Tuesday live on the podcast.
We could.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Taco Tuesday on the podcast. Margaritas, Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Man, this is gonna be a big time.
I got
Bring your sombrero.
Okay. I'm gonna go get some. I don't have one. I'll go find one. Remember when they used to do that at all the restaurants?
Yes.
Yeah, you go in for your birthday and they'd have those giant. That was before everybody cared about how filthy that probably is.
Well, I think everybody's looking to be offended. So, but
there was offense for it, but it was also like you think about like how many people's heads.
It's like
that went on. It was like giant sombrero.
Keep the lice spray handy.
Yeah, so that'll be fun.
Man, Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo is gonna be fun next week. We'll plan that out. So make sure you tune in next week and check that episode out. So. But this episode, what do you have going on this week for you, music wise?
And I've got
because you just got off a busy weekend.
I'm still on it. I got a gig. I got a private corporate gig. As soon as we get done with this podcast, I got to get in the truck.
Is this Elon's or whose is it?
No.
Okay.
It's some like a corporate meeting or whatever. When they all come in.
Yeah, so like a summit deal or whatever.
Yeah, we're playing for it, but because we do a lot of private parties, we've talked about that before, and I enjoy them, and that helps pay the bills. And then of course Tuesday we'll hit the old Spoke, do our 2-stepping Tuesdays. Yeah. And then, like I said, a twofer at the Spoke this week. Friday night, I'm going to be at the Broken Spoke. And then Saturday, I've got another corporate event. And then, you know what I'm going to do Saturday? It's an early gig. So I get done at like 3 o'clock, which is awesome. Yeah. I wish all gigs were early. I hate staying out late. I stayed out late last night.
We said that the other day when we were at Real Ale. I was like, this isn't a bad gig because you were done at like 6.
Yeah, I wish.
Yeah. It was like, it was kind of a nice thing.
I'm gonna get done with that gig, and I'm gonna get in my truck, and I'm gonna drive to Fort Worth, and I'm gonna go to the damn NASCAR race.
Oh, nice!
Hell yeah!
All right.
My deal with myself is I'll always go to the NASCAR race when it comes to Texas if I'm not busy.
Yeah.
And so I don't have a gig Saturday night. Or Sunday.
Motor Speedway?
Yeah, I'll go to Texas Speedway. And I having the dirt race that Saturday night, so I'm going to get there in time for the dirt race. They got the dirt track there.
That's awesome.
It's actually more fun to watch than actual NASCAR. So,
all right.
But so that's.
Yeah. I learned something new. I didn't know you're a huge. I knew you like NASCAR, but I didn't know.
I like all racing.
Any racing? Okay, dirt racing or whatever else.
But NASCAR majority. So I didn't get to watch the race yesterday. They were at Talladega, but I didn't get a chance to watch it. But anyway, you like my authentic 1991 Darrell Waltrip sticker.
Darrell Waltrip sticker. Yeah, that's good.
Not used.
Yeah.
I'm not going to use it. I'm going to keep it right here.
That may be worth something.
It's worth taking up space somewhere.
We got to get you out to Fredericksburg and go see the Foyts out there. They got.
I saw your episode. So Cowboy Experience has an episode at the AJ Foyt Museum out there. It's a winery.
It's his winery. It's him and Larry. And so Larry, his son. And it's a family.
I watched that episode.
They've run that. It's a really cool spot. It's got a bunch of AJ and Larry's old cars in there. So it's a museum and winery. So you kind of get the whole racing vibe while you're chilling out. And then they'll do some live music from time to time, depending on what's going on out there. But it's a cool little spot. Good wine, I've been told.
I'm not a wine drinker anymore. I used to be big into that, but man, it just hurts. It hurts to drink it now.
Yeah, you gotta change the words. Pass me the beer.
Pass me the Hans Pills. Yeah, it's pretty much just beer and tequila now.
Yeah,
but
those are safe bets.
Is it hot in here, dude? It feels hot.
I don't know. I mean, it's like muggy today, even though the wind's blowing. It feels a little sticky. Yeah. I think we're getting ready to get some rain.
Well, I hope
we need some more.
We need some rain, man. I mean, I don't think we're ever going to get out of our drought. That would bring us into the old man bitching session.
Old man bitching session.
That's our new. That's our new session.
New weather control.
Well, that too, but I was
this segment's called old man bitching.
I am going to bitch. You know what I'm going to bitch about? We keep improving new developments and thousands of people moving here, and we don't have the water.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird phenomenon in some of these areas where it's like, hey, and they're like using lake water like it's going out of style in some of these areas.
Well, and then you like drive into these. Not only do they build these new developments that knowing damn well we don't have the resources for them, but then you drive in there and everyone's got a golf course lawn.
Yeah, that they're
just watering nonstop.
the hell
I'm like,
out of it.
what is going on? You know, I saw the other day. So Texas is trying to the legislators are trying to pass a bill that like restricts HOAs, because like a lot of these HOAs, they say you can't use xeriscape and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But one of the things they're trying to implement, and I hope it gets signed, is like
that you can.
Yeah, you can't. No one can restrict you from using like a native landscape, xeriscape, where you don't have to water.
Especially here in the hill country, man. I think so. Like our neighborhood does allow it. You can do both, either one.
Okay.
So like I'm on zero. Like I've got no grass, basically. I've got
some little bit
of trees here and some, some wood chips and rocks and stuff like that. So I love it. One, I don't have to mow anything. I have a weed eater and I can get out and hack down whatever I need to get hacked down and I'm done. And then it just looks great. Like it looks like your house is sitting where
it's supposed to.
What it would look, yeah. Like I like how yours is set up too. It's kind of the same thing, right? Like there's some grass out here and stuff, but
we don't water this grass.
Yeah, it's not like to your point, like it's not the giant golf course yard.
Yes,
out here is like
I don't understand that. When you get a little west of Austin, kind of where we live, I live, you live, it's like kind of a deserty climate in a way.
Yeah, it's a little drier and it's I don't know, it's got its own thing. It's a hill country, so it's got the rocks. There's it's just not the yard. A green yard is not what you would see naturally anywhere. It's not like these rolling pastures of greenness.
So the official old man bitching session today is, can we just quit thinking that everybody's got to have a golf course lawn when we don't have much water?
Everybody can have a golf cart. You don't need the golf course.
Yeah, exactly. I have the golf cart. That's way more fun.
We just got one.
Yeah. Well, what brand did you get?
I don't remember. My wife picked it out.
Your wife got it. Okay.
I don't get this. I got to drive it last. We've had it for I don't know
one day.
A month.
Oh, you hadn't even driven it yet.
I have to finally take off in it last.
So you don't know anything about it?
I don't know. No.
What voltage is it? It's probably lithium. Is it a 4-seater?
It's a 4. I do know it's a 4-seater.
Is it one of the new ones where all 4 seats face forward?
No. It's got the back face.
Back flip.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's I bought it used off of one of the neighbors. She had a good deal on it. She had it's got aftermarket stuff on it, but it's really nice. So we really got it for the kids, even though they're not supposed to drive it.
Hey man,
come to find out.
Hypothetically speaking, my kids probably get on that thing and drive it every day.
Yeah, mine are all over the neighborhood because everything's spread out. Like where we live.
I've gotten lazy. I don't live on a big piece of property here. It's only a few acres, but like I will get in that thing to go down to the gate.
Yeah,
it's only like 100 yards.
It's kind of nice.
I'll get on it to go. Hey, the house is only 50 yards from the shop, and I will take that sucker over.
Okay, makes you feel rich,
Like makes you feel lazy. Like, what it does.
My Tam and I went on a ride last night. She poured a margarita. She drinks margaritas. She loves margaritas, and so she poured a margarita, and I got my cigar, and we just drove her all over the whole.
Dude, that's awesome.
Area last night. It was nice. The golf cart. I was kind of like, this is kind of nice. I was like,
just make sure it's charged.
Yeah, that's the argument with the kids is like, make sure you charge it because they burn it up and then the next one goes to use it and they're pissed off, or they go out to use it and the other one's gone in it.
Well, about a month ago, the kids didn't charge it and they know they're supposed to, and I went to go check the mail, and luckily I made it all the way. The mailbox is like a mile away, and I made it up there and I made it back and I made it to the front gate, and there's a hill. See, there's a hill right there to come up. And it died right down there. So I had to. I went and yelled at the kids. It's like, get out here and help me push this thing. So we're like pushing this thing up. And I mean, it's not that heavy, but it's just old man bitching.
Yeah.
What else can we bitch about?
I don't know. Like there's plenty. But
how much time do we have?
How much time do we have to complain about whatever?
It's hot. The weather is weird. I got allergies.
We could bitch about POAs. But I'll restrain myself.
Is that like the HOA?
That's like HOAs and POAs.
Yeah. Like, I moved out of that. That was the last place I was in. Had an HOA, POA. Horrible experience. I'll never ever live in another place.
I said I wouldn't, and then this area we're in has sort of one. Because it's like it's a huge. Like there's a lot of stuff in there. So I get why they need it because we've got a lot of amenities and stuff.
I mean, you got the amenities. You got to keep that upkeep. And let's be honest, you don't want someone to park a pink camper from 1962 in the front yard, which actually cool. But
I don't know. I go back to like, I mean, I do and I don't. Like, I got my spot as long as nobody's around me, and my house will look nice. But
well, the
if you want to
problem with
park a
those
pink
things,
camper in your yard, then that's
the
your deal.
problem with those HOAs is you may have the coolest one ever, but then it's time for elections, and then like a couple guys get on the board that are total assholes.
Yeah.
And they just wreak havoc, and it turns the neighborhood into shit.
I had met them. I'm gonna give ours the benefit of the doubt. I've met one. She's great. The other two, I don't know yet. So.
Let us know. Do you hate HOAs
what
as
do you
well?
think of your POA?
Leave it in the comments.
Tell
us which neighborhood it is.
I call it the POS.
The POS.
But we'll get off that. So you got that going up. I don't think we have any filming this week. No, we do. We're leaving this weekend. So we're going out to Conroe. Yeah, we're doing a Conroe episode.
Y'all been going over there a lot.
No, well, they do, because they do business over there. The production team does. I don't go. I haven't been out there, but we went out there for the Humble out that way for the Humble episode. So we're doing an episode on Conroe. The other one we're doing, which I'm excited about, is we're going to do an episode on the Cowboy Church in Montgomery. So it's the largest one in Texas.
That's right. I've heard about that.
And so we're going to go out and do a full episode on them, which is pretty cool. It's the one like guys like Parker McCollum and people sometimes visit.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of other Cowboys people that go there, but it's I'm interested to see how they do this thing with it. Church is a weird. Nothing against church, but it's an interest. I shouldn't say weird. It's an interesting business to run, right? Like at the end of the day, they've got a lot of business.
They've got to run it like a business. Yeah. So they won't be able to pay the bills, but at the same time, we are all human, and those churches can turn into just like anything else.
Yeah.
Money hungry, greedy, little, sneaky, and can be a little slimy.
And some of them are good, and some of them aren't, right? And so
it's weird. There's a big deal going on right now with that Second Baptist Church in Houston, which is like the largest church in the whole nation or something.
Is that Joel Osteen's church?
No, it's the other big one down in Houston. They've got some big scam going on right now with they consolidated the assets of the ex-pastor or something. He's like trying to control. I don't know. But see, it's another one thing I'm talking about. The church things get weird.
It gets weird, because
you got all that money.
You're intermingling. I think that's part of the problem. It's my opinion, so it's worth 2 cents. But or maybe if you had 2 pennies, it's worth 2 cents. But it's an interesting mix because you've got normally in business people don't have a problem people making money, to a certain extent. When for some reason when you get in the church environment, like money gets weird sometimes and other stuff gets strange because people have this perception like you shouldn't make money if you're doing this, which I don't think that way. I think this is their career choice, what they've done. They should get paid a fair salary or make fair money for what they do, right? Like they gotta if their church is 9 million people. Hey, the guy should be making a lot more than the guy that's running a church of 7.
Exactly. I mean, it needs to be comparable. I mean, to make that church successful, you have to have a business mindset, and you got to have people that can lead it, that can lead big corporations of that size.
So you got
it's got to be comparable.
So anyway, the Cowboy Church, I'm excited to see how they operate because it's a Cowboy church. It's not, it's not the same thing you normally walk into everywhere. So it's a very Texas version of church, and I've already talked to a couple of the pastors that are down there, and some people. Our good friend Kate Watson, I think I told you, she introduced us to him. Kate, her dad is on the music ministry there, so Jesse hooked us up. So I'm interested just to see how they approach all of it, and they get a ton of people to come out there too. Like they do some huge events, and they just got through with their big Easter event, so it'd be fun doing that. So we got that in Conroe. I think that's it. While I'm down there, I have a couple of meetings, try to do some stuff to make some money. And
make some real money.
Yeah, try to do some money making stuff, and then head back. I got my in-laws coming in this week.
Okay.
And so get to hang out with them a little bit. They'll be here when we film next week, so I may bring my sister-in-law down here with me. She's cool. You met them when we were at the Spoke last time they were in town. I think you waved at them. You were playing, so you couldn't really come off at that point in time.
Her sister's name is Tiffany.
Yep. Tiffany. Yep.
That's right. I remember. Hell, she came to the damn Real Ale deal.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did. Yeah, they both did. We were doing Real Ale. I forgot about that. That's what we did that last time they were here.
Well, that'd be fun. It's always good to have family.
That's been that long ago already.
Man, that was like in October.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Or November or something like that. Yeah. Time flies. I mean, May is literally going to be here on Thursday.
Yeah.
Right? Is it Thursday? Yeah.
Yeah. It's already almost halfway over this year.
New record comes out. I'm still getting merch stuff. I need to
You got all that knocked out. What are you most excited like when with the record coming up? What are you most excited about?
I'm just excited to let people hear the music. That's what I'm most excited about. Because and I'll touch on this in other interviews and pretty much all the podcasts I do and interviews I do until the release and even after. I'm probably get asked this question, and I'm proud of every song on the album, which is I can't say that for all my other albums.
That's good.
All my other albums, it was like maybe 3 or 4 on there. I was like, yes, that's like an A song.
Yeah.
And the rest of them are kind of B and C's.
Right.
You know, this one, it was like, we want to release 4 singles. And it's like, well, we got 9 of the 12 are single worthy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not which one, it's not, oh, we don't have enough. It's like, how do we choose?
Yeah. And so, yeah, I would say it's definitely the first album I've put out where every song on there I'm proud of. I think it's really well written, well arranged. Nothing was rushed, obviously, because it took me forever to get it out. It wasn't because I was waiting on materials, just because life got in the way. But that's what I'm most excited about. Obviously, I want to get it promoted as best I can, and I want people to. And I'm motivated to get it spread out and get people to hear it, because that's what I'm excited about. I want people to hear it and go, "Dang, man, this is way better than his other stuff."
Well, and the other thing you're getting to do this time, you're doing some music videos. You've got one music video out, right? Which was the Lost in Time music video, which turned out really good. And then, or dare I say, great.
It was great.
It was great. And then you've got another music video that's coming out
next week. Like I said, we were going to release all that this week, but I said, man, Lost in Time is still just churning away and getting traction. But
that's a good problem to have, though.
It is. It is. And so I was like, well, we were going to try to do a single every 2 weeks, and it was just like, man, this one is still getting so much traction. I don't want to muddy the water. Its toes. Yeah. So we'll give it another week.
Yeah, give another week.
And then next Tuesday, we're going to release the title track from the album.
Yeah.
Which might get a little confusing. People might think, since it's the title of the album, that maybe I'm releasing the album, but hopefully people understand. You would think people would understand, but they don't. But I'm going to try to clarify. I'm confused already. Are you confused?
I got it. I'm following. I'm tracking.
The title track is going to be released as a single next Tuesday.
And that title track is
Stone Cold Country Gold.
Stone Cold Country.
And we got the music video already done.
Yeah.
And it'll release. Wasn't that neat?
It was good.
Hey, that it's going to be different.
Yeah.
Hey, I was a little uncomfortable.
It's another side of you that people are going to get to see. I think that's cool.
And I did. I thought that was cool. Gio and Phoebe had the idea for the music video, and they were like, well, let's make it a little fun and silly, and I was like, well, I've never really done fun and silly type videos and stuff. Like, I've always been kind of serious, and I'm always kind of have the no smiling type face on all my stuff. So I'm interested for people to see this video because it's fun and it's silly.
It was good. I don't know how y'all got that many midgets and wiffle ball bats in one scene. I'm just kidding.
Damn, I didn't get that one.
I'm just kidding.
Is that the version I didn't get?
It's little people. I apologize. And no, they're not in Weldon's video.
That's an idea.
Yeah. No, I saw it. It was good. It's really good. I think it's your point. I called Gio and I was like, holy crap, how'd you do that? Like, a couple parts of it were like, I was, and I've seen what they can do, but I was like, that was really cool. That was a good idea. I love that spin you got. And
I had to.
I don't want to give it away, but
let's just say I had to learn to act in multiple personalities.
Yeah,
which people say I have, so it wasn't that hard.
You had to bring out all of them, not all of them, but at least the most 3 are presentable.
Yes. And the funny thing is we kind of did it all on the fly too.
Yeah, that's fun to do like that. We've done stuff like that.
It's like, hey, look, this is kind of what we want to incorporate in the music video, but but then we show up the day of, and it's like, all right, now let's game plan. So we didn't really have a game plan going, which some people don't do that. But I found out you actually get better stuff, when you kind of have a plan, but then really the plan comes together on the fly, kind of just letting things happen naturally.
I enjoy, so when we're doing like our locational ones, like if we go to Fredericksburg or wherever it is, I enjoy having very little planned.
Yes.
Like, we'll have some ideas of what we're going to do, but like, I love just being on, it
comes together naturally.
You never know who's going to walk up or who's going to say something. Like, it never is not disappointed yet that we've captured some really great stuff because of that.
It's almost like you don't want to show up boxed in.
Yeah.
You don't want to show up with everything in a box. Like, this is where we're going to stay. It's like, well, let's let it free flow a little bit and let it.
I think you guys did a good job with that on the video. I enjoyed it.
So yes, next week, title track, Stone Cold Country Gold. Of course, you'll hear more about it. You'll hear more about it next Monday when we podcast and all that stuff. But excited to get that out. Excited that I got the AC working in the shop.
Yeah. Oh, you fixed it?
I did.
Good. All
so
right.
next, it was easy. I'm an idiot.
Oh.
Last time I was working on the AC, I forgot to put the disconnect, safety thing that you pull up, and I went ahead and buttoned everything back up and put the wall back on up there. Boom. It's complicated. I know this doesn't make any sense, but it's weird how I have the AC running for the shop. But I buttoned it all back up and it didn't work, and I was like, damn, I bet it's that. So I went back up there the other day and took everything off, removed part of the wall and got in there to it, and there it is, sitting right there. So it works.
And then it kicked right on.
We should have turned it on today. It was a little muggy in here, but
it's not too bad though. We'll take it while we can
sweating out all the tequila from last night.
Oh yeah, get all that out of you.
So yeah, man, I'm not like super busy per se on a scheduled basis, but I have spent so much time just like getting merch stuff ordered and trying to get it all in. And I mean, hey, I got just what came in Friday.
Oh, is that what all that is?
CDs.
Oh, nice.
People still buy CDs, man.
I gotta check it out. I love that.
And there, you see how many there are? I'll never sell all those, but
yeah, we will. We're gonna sell them. We're gonna put the girls in charge of sell them all.
They make them so cheap now.
Yeah.
That it's like the price breakdown on the quantities is like, I might as well get this many instead of that many because it's only like $1 more, or like whatever, like it's only like 30 cents more a CD if I go up to the big quantity. I'm just like, well, at least
Yeah. We'll get them sold. I think you'll get all those. It's a lot of boxes, but
I'm learning about streaming and how to promote it on all that stuff. That's all new to me. But I'm trying.
The world is changing.
The world has changed. Yeah. Old man bitching. Got to stream this thing.
Yeah, I got to stream this damn thing.
Yeah, my mom always goes, "Can you send me one of your tapes?"
Yeah.
It's like, Mom, it's CDs.
I miss tapes though. The CD.
Hey, you can get. You know what? They're doing that too.
Cassette tapes. There's something about that clicking sound, like when you.
Push it in. I mean, there's something about how the sound is it's horrible enough that it sounds cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you get a record and you have that little kind of like.
Yeah.
Like there's a little bit of down there.
Well, the vinyls are obviously 100% back in, and those should come in here in about 2 weeks. I'll have them just in time for the record release on May 31st. But they're some of these companies now are also offering the ability to make cassette tapes.
Yeah,
I thought about it, man. I thought about putting Stone Cold Country Gold on cassette. And I was like, I don't know, that's getting a little silly.
I think there's silly. People are buying record players and cassette players again to be kind of cool and kind of do that. I've seen a lot more of that. Like there's a place in Austin that I've been to. It's like this. They call it a speakeasy. It's a bar, right? And it's a Japanese style record lounge. And so they have a DJ playing, but you can sit and listen to music. Like you just have your drinks and all stuff, and they got the big old timey headphones, and it's chill and cool. But it's like kind of a neat deal. And it's like a different experience. It's like kind of being transported back in time. Do
you frequent this place?
No, I've been to it once, but I liked it. It's one of to me, it's a lot of those speakeasies are like one and dones because they're themed and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, hey, it was great. Next one. That one was a cool one. There's several of them. I don't frequent much.
If I got a cassette made, do you think anybody would buy the cassette of my new album?
I'd buy it, but I don't know about everybody else. I may not be the right person to ask.
You got to have a cassette player.
I don't even have a cassette player. I'd go buy a cassette player so I could play it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get them. I'll see how much they are. I think I looked at it one time and it was kind of stupid, but that'd be kind of neat to maybe have 50 of those or something.
Yeah.
I still have cassette players in my old trucks.
Yeah, I saw one, and I was either that truck or that other truck.
Matter of fact, and that was one of the deals, the truck that we used in the Stone Cold Country Gold video.
Yeah.
Has a cassette player. And we actually incorporate, I'm going to give the whole music video away here.
Keep it on. Just keep it in. Don't let them out. Don't let it out.
We incorporate pretty awesome stuff.
Yep. No, it's got some good, it's good. It's good stuff. So music-wise, I was thinking about this the other day because I'm always digging through who's got stuff coming out, who's doing what, where, when, and what else. Like, so you got your stuff coming out. But when you look at the landscape of like what all's coming out in country music right now, because it's always been broad, but it's broad. Yeah. Like when you look at guys that are like Morgan Wallet and and then you got another guy that's like on a whole different sound, like a Co Wetzel, right? Like Co's got a whole different sound. And then you got guys like you who've got a whole different sound. And then you guys got like guys like, and I'll throw the name out. I'm throwing names out I think people know, right? You know, there's a bunch of people that sound in these. Parker McCullum, different sound, right?
Yep.
You know, and then you got like, you know, some other female artists that are almost got like a rock sound to them, and then you got like some of the old timey sounds, like, you know, that like a Sierra Farrell and stuff. It's almost like an artsy. What are you enjoying right now? Like from as a person who listens to music at times, you know, I mean, unless you just listen to your music all the time in the car.
Well, first of all, I only listen to my music when I'm having to approve everything, and like, you know,
Yeah.
I told you the
I know you told me like you're burned out on
the process of starting the album, recording all the way until like where I'm at now, where I'm having to like when we shot the music video last what was it, been 2 weeks ago, whatever, for Stone Cold, you know, I had to listen to that song again probably 30 times through.
Right. Yes, and then you gotta go play it.
I'm
so what do you listen to when you're in the truck or whatever? Like,
I don't, you know, well,
or do you just turn all the music off and listen to?
Man, I'll be honest with you, I don't even listen to music when I'm going down the road.
Harry Potter audiobooks?
I'll listen to you know, I did that for a while, did the audiobooks, and then I do my podcast now.
Yeah.
I listen to this podcast because I want to try to see if we can make it better. So that takes up about an hour of my week. And I've got a few other podcasts, NASCAR podcasts I follow.
There you go.
But it's weird. Like, I'm one of those people, like, I can go on a drive to Marfa, Texas, you know, 6-7 hours away, and just one of those people that'll ride with nothing going. Is that weird?
No, I don't think it's weird. I think, and it may be I'm not a musician, so it may be more common for someone who's playing music all the time to be like, hey, I don't, you know, like for me, I like music on almost all the time.
You're that guy.
Yeah. And I was always been that way. So as a kid, my mom used to be like, what in the, like I would have music on when I got up.
I know people like
music.
that,
I'd carry a jam box into the bathroom, play it when I was in the shower in the morning. I'd have music on the car. Yeah. Like I've just always been that way. But there's other people that aren't, like they just like the silence of like when they get a break from something.
When I go like, well, yeah, I'm like, I don't have a Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah.
Can you imagine you not having a Bluetooth speaker?
No, I flip out. If mine stops working for 5 minutes, I flip out. I start cussing and
I don't have one.
Talk about old man bitching.
Yes.
I'll start blowing gaskets and losing my mind. Conspiracy theories. I had a medium tell me one day, what do they call a medium? What is it? Was a spirit
shrink?
No, like one of those people that talks to dead people.
Oh,
medium,
psychic,
whatever it is. I had one tell me
Miss Cleo.
Yeah, not like that, but this one told me that whenever I experience electrical issues or any kind of technology issues, it's my dad jacking with me.
Really?
Yeah. So
is your dad a kind of a?
I don't know if my wife told her to do that, so I get so mad when this shit happens. She was like, "Hey, here's a great way to diffuse it. Tell him it's his dad." I don't know.
Oh man,
I don't sense him doing that.
Dude, I can think
he had a dry sense of humor.
All I can think about when you talk about your dad is just like, let's listen to this Motley Crue tape. 5 seconds in.
Devil,
throw it out the window.
Oh my god, yeah, throw it out. I remember it went like this and out the window. Vince Neil, Tommy Lee, Nick Lars, and Nikki Sixx.
Dude, I'm freaking losing it, man.
Yeah.
It's only because I could totally see that happen in my family.
I can still see it. It's burned into my. It's burned into my brain.
Little Eric saved all his money to get the Shout at the Devil Motley Crue tape, and why you allowed your dad to even put it in?
I was so excited to play it. I don't know what that was part of how I've always been. I've always been kind of like,
oh man,
I know I shouldn't do this.
I want to apologize to the listeners because I'm freaking losing it, man.
It's always been that way. I know I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to anyway because I'm more interested in your reaction to what I'm doing than I am to what I'm doing.
You know, you wouldn't have had a story 40 years later that is making me, who you just met a year ago, laugh to where I'm just about ready to lose it. But like 5 seconds in,
it was still in the "Come now, children of the beast."
Oh, the end of
it gets that long.
Yeah,
the most demonic intro.
I think it's a minute 15 or something like. So it's called in the beginning.
It never made it to the music. We were still in the intro of whoever it was. And
click. Man, I could just see it happen. What kind of vehicle was it?
My dad drove
Please tell me it was this
Cadillac sedan DeVille, or it was the one used to have the curved back, and they had giant back seats.
Yeah.
And I remember those because we didn't have to wear seatbelts. So when my dad would turn, my brother and I would
just slide all
slide
across.
into
Yeah,
the door,
yeah.
and then you start doing it on purpose to see how hard you can
Yeah,
smash
I
each
remember
other.
doing that.
And you turn the other side, and wham!
Talk
It was
about
like slamming into each other. So
cool things of being a kid in the 80s, man.
yeah,
I forgot about that. Just
those
sliding around on
sliding around
those old
cars.
cars. Yeah.
Yeah, you go. I mean, I don't remember what car it was. It had a big enough back window thing where you
You
could
could
like lay up
Yeah,
there in the
yeah.
back window as a small kid. And then the station wagons, I think my mom had one of those at one point for a little bit. They used to have the seat in the back that faced out back. It was like a
Oh,
pop up.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
No
yeah.
seat belts to
Yep,
be found
yep, yep,
anywhere
yep.
back there. Of course, you're in the spot where if somebody jams into the back of you,
You're dead.
you're a hood ornament for the rest of your existence.
Well, you remember the Ford Rangers had like the little flip down seats that sat sideways in the
Oh
back?
yeah.
Remember those?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those.
That was the extended cab.
And those things didn't have no seat belts.
No, man, they were like it was like the bench was like this big, and you just sat like
yeah. Dude,
you're
I
all
had
hunched in.
when
We
I
used
was
to go fit 2 or 3 or 4 people back
when
there.
I was a kid, we had a 1982 Ford van.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, had the V8 in it,
Yeah.
and I think it had like a 302 in it or something. But it had like the captain's chairs up front, and then it had 2 rows of seats, and then there was no third row. It was just open,
Yeah.
and it was like a big playroom.
Yeah.
So
Everybody get back to throw mattress back there.
When we would go on trips to go see our family in Louisiana, it's like 4-hour, 5-hour drive, and I just remember like me and my sister, we were little, we would like put all our toys and stuffed animals in the back, and we would just play in there like it was a playroom.
Yeah. That was normal.
I told my
there weren't, and the thing I look back on, I'm like, maybe I need to go do some more research. Like there weren't mass deaths because of all this. It wasn't like, oh my God, everybody used to do this, and we lost half the population every year because they were in the back of station wagons and Cadillacs sliding around.
I think it made us tough.
Well,
my oldest daughter hates road trips. I mean, which is totally different than me. I like getting on the road. I like driving. She hates it. I mean, if we have to go 30 minutes down the road, she's just like, oh, this is so miserable.
Yeah, I can see age too.
And one day I told her, I was like, well, when I was your age, I just rode in the back of a van with all my toys. And she was like so jealous.
Yeah.
No seatbelt. And so then for like the next 6 months, it was like every time I wanted her to go somewhere with me, like even to Lane, I would go out to the ranch or something. She's like, well, I would, but if I could be like you were when you were a kid, I'd probably go.
Yeah.
I was like,
there you go.
It's
sitting in the back of pickups, doing everything we used to do.
Man, riding in the back of a pickup truck was normal.
Yeah. We used to do that driving down the road, like highway.
Yeah, highway.
Yeah, when we were in like high school and stuff, like people pile in and just take off.
But I remember being like a 11, 12-year-old kid in Louisiana, and everybody was going to go down to the swimming hole, which was like 10 miles down the highway.
Everybody pop in.
And there was like 7 of us in the bed of the truck.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think about how many people used to pile in the front.
In the front, yeah, you get 4 or 5.
4 or 5 people in there. We used to play stupid ass games too, like when we were about in high school. So we used to have a game called Grab the Wheel. Did y'all ever play Grab the Wheel?
No, I didn't do that one.
So the Grab the Wheel and it was always best. Like I had one buddy that had a Suburban. So it was 3 rows. And then whoever was sitting in the very back with the keg normally. Right?
Okay.
So there's normally one seat in the very back with the keg. This is high school. Then you got the middle row, the 2 middle rows in the front row. And Grab the Wheel was the driver would at any point in time would pretend they passed out. Like they would drive and they would just
this is safe. Yes.
And the loser was the one who finally got so scared that they would grab the steering wheel so that you wouldn't crash, right? So maybe everybody held on tight and somebody had to dive from the back.
No, I didn't.
Y'all never play Grab the Wheel?
Eric, I worry about that. I'm really worried. That is not something I would want to play. It's like Russian roulette.
Country as hell.
So no, I've never heard of this game. I'm pretty crazy.
We're not endorsing this game in any capacity.
I'm pretty crazy, but never would do that.
Grab the wheel.
You can ride with no seatbelt in the back of my truck, and there's got to be a hand on the steering wheel the whole time.
All right.
But that sounds crazy.
It was crazy.
First off, we do not condone this activity. No. Do not try this.
My kids will never try that game. No.
Oh, God, Eric, I've never heard of that. That's crazy.
But we were dumb as hell,
Huh?
We were dumb. We were dumb, crazy kids.
I like how you had incorporated the keg in the back of the Suburban while this is happening.
Well, I'm envisioning the whole look of what it was. We normally had a keg with us. Like when we would go out in high school, we always had kegs or mini kegs with us everywhere.
I always had beer. I always had a ice chest. in my
Yeah,
car.
ice chests were
Always,
common, but
always. It
we
stayed
finally
in there.
graduated to the point where there was enough of us. We were like, we
Yeah.
realized like
You guys
money-wise.
all pulled in
Yeah, we're like,
and
we'll
you
just go get a
bought a
keg.
Suburban together,
Well,
bought
no,
a
we didn't do
keg,
that. He had
a
so he had
community
this,
keg,
yeah.
community Suburban.
You
No,
get the keg and you like, hey, that's enough beer for everybody for a night or two, you know? And then you could kind of charge people at the parties.
Well, I'm about to say that's a lot of times we would do that, or friends I knew at parties, they would, you know, a lot of times I would invest a business opportunity.
Yeah.
They like, you know, a couple of the guys would come be like, hey man, who wants to put in on this keg? And then we'll sell it for $5 a cup.
Yeah.
Remember that? That's what we
Oh,
would do.
yeah.
We'd show up with the keg and a
Yep.
stack of red Solo
Yep.
cups.
And boom.
And you could drink all you wanted, but it was $5 to get a cup.
Yep.
Well, kegs back then weren't but 40, $50.
Yeah, they were cheap.
I mean, you'd sell 100 cups.
Oh, yeah.
And then the keg would float, and you'd be like, "Well, we got $400 or $500," and
Go get another one.
I'd be like, "Well, I put in $15 on this keg, so that I'm incorporated to, you know, a quarter or 20 or whatever,
Yeah.
30% of this, and make some money."
Yep. Yeah.
Smart. We do not condone this type of activity.
We condone entrepreneurship.
Yeah, but
within the guidelines of the IRS and the operating procedure of the United States government.
Make sure you're paying
and all your
taxes.
local authorities.
Yes. Make sure you're obeying all the laws and regulations and rules set forth.
But I think that's the world. Like, again, that's the world we got to live in.
Luckily,
you know, like a lot of stuff. I tell my kids, like, we wouldn't have been able to. Y'all can't do the stuff we did. Y'all all have cameras on you all the time.
Yeah.
I would have been in prison by the time I was 13.
I think
trying to do some of the stuff.
I think a majority of us would be. If there was cell phones around when I was in high school, yeah, I mean, we'd be in jail.
Yeah, we wouldn't have gotten away. Like, and in some ways, I like that. In some ways, maybe it's a safer world, you know, in that sense. I don't know. Like, there's still as much crap going on, so it's arguable. But it's definitely
a conversation that no one will ever agree upon.
Nope. And we're going to move on past it because we're not going to agree upon. Well, you and I agree upon it, but
I try to let
I'm glad I grew up in the '80s, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm glad.
I got the '80s and '90s.
Yeah, I got the '80s. '90s was like my 20s.
I always tell people when we get in this conversation, I say, man, I didn't have my first cell phone or anything until after I graduated high school.
Yeah.
I didn't have the internet until 2005.
Yeah, I didn't know what the internet. I mean, I didn't have a cell phone until I was out of high school, and it was like, after I was probably 19 or 20, because that's when they got popular. And then, I didn't know how to do the internet. I didn't know how to do the internet for a long time.
Which it's just been great. That was a great childhood, man. I look back, I go, man, thank God we didn't have to. I mean, I feel sorry for the kids nowadays. I know they got all that technology right in their hand, but that it almost feels like it's got a.
Well, it comes with like anything else, right? It comes with ups and comes with downs.
Yeah, it's the pros and cons.
So there's the ups is that, their world's a lot bigger than ours. They learn stuff at an earlier time in a different way. They're exposed to a lot more, and that could be good or not good depending on what that is, right? Like their world's a lot bigger. I think that's a cool part of it. But the bad part is that like they can be constantly under pressure. They're constantly having to get bombarded with content and information.
I would think to me it almost seems like they're like harnessed in
they're locked in on it. Yeah.
It's like they're restricted, but they're not restricted. They can learn anything they want at a touch of a button, which is nice. I use that shit too. I mean, you remember back when we were kids, if you got interested in something and you wanted to know about a topic, I mean, you were like, all right, Dad, can you guys take me to the library?
Yeah.
Remember? And then go look at the Dewey Decimal System and the card catalog and figure out what you wanted to research about.
Go find all that. Yeah.
But now, I mean, you can do anything in a second. But everybody knows that it's preaching to the choir. But
well,
let's just say, thank God I got to grow up without the cell phones.
Yep, me too.
Fun time. I mean, just selling kegs, selling beer.
Yeah, good old fashioned fun.
Just saving up.
Grab the wheel,
saving up to get the Shout at the Devil cassette, which lasted 34 seconds.
I mean, that was middle school, so I was like, maybe not even middle school. I may have been elementary school. Yeah, but there was some good stuff growing up back then.
Not listening to this.
Yeah, not that. That wasn't the one. So, well, all right.
Well, it's been fun.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we're caught up with everything.
We're caught up with everything. Caught up with everyone. Next week we'll have another guest. Well, next week it'll be Cinco de Mayo. We'll have a guest. Production team will be back in here full force, ready to go.
I will report back on the status of NASCAR at Texas Motor Speedway.
You'll have stories.
Probably have a sunburn, and we'll be needing the margaritas.
Yeah. We ready to rock and roll.
Yeah,
All right.
we soloed it today again.
Yeah, turned out good.
So, hey, what about sponsors?
I want to thank Rock and Roll Denim, Panhandle Slim Western Wear for sponsoring our show, Leading Edge Connections, and 271 Creative House. Thank you guys for taking care of us.
Folks, look out for Stone Cold Country Gold, this title track next week.
Next week.
And thank you to the sponsors for helping that out too. So,
yep.
Can't wait to put that out, and we can talk about that more next week. So, anyway, we're going to sign off, folks. Thank you. Make sure you share this, follow it, give it a like. Hell, if you don't like it, let us know you don't like it. But we'll take anything.
Yep. Talk to you next week.
Texas Music Lifestyle Podcast. We'll see you next week.